Hello, all of you delightful beings out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Wild Tradition Scar, Chapter 1, Episode 19, Love and Family. This is one of our Pokemon Tabletop RPG campaigns being run with our custom SCAR system, or Stories and Creatures in Alternate Realities. This system is available for open playtest on our Discord as well as on itch.io, so take a look at it, let us know what you think, and for now we're going to move to the introductions. First things first.
I'm back.
Welcome back. First things first, we do have an artist with us this evening, Hex, who you will see in a moment. But I am Razim, and I am the storyteller for this campaign. I am orchestrating all of these interesting events this evening. And, yeah, gonna be great. Off to Cobalt.
Hello, my name is Octo, and I am playing Cobalt, the roughest, toughest really around, and is currently not in a crater right now.
Totally not.
And totally not. And I'm in and I am a basic type. And onto our Viper of the group.
Yes, hello. I'm Viv. I play Nerashi. Dealing with this group. This is basically how Nerashi feels at all times. Nerashi is a poison nature type. It's a Viper. Very stabby with the tail. Hopefully she's going to be the one making smart decisions. We'll see what the coin says. On to Nova.
Hello, I am Talderis, and I'll be playing Nova, the basic type Eevee, who is potentially having a family reunion. How lovely. Also, hey, Nerashi, you're surrounded by both me and Cobalt, so we can be friends, and you can be friends with him, and we make, like, a friend sandwich.
I would rather die.
And onward to Osmond.
It's Cobalt in the crater.
I'm Varien, and I'm playing Osmund, the basic nature type Minchito, and I'm just a little guy trying to do triage, doing my best to heal people with the power of berries, band-aids, and brute force.
Pulls up the picture of him slapping a bone.
Red, your go.
Hello, I'm Ren, playing Rain the Breezel. Hopefully I'm still gonna be okay? Maybe? On to you, Spike, and I'm water type.
Hello, I'm Drunk Dragonera, and I am playing Spike, the spooky Poochiena. Currently sitting in a bunker trying to play a game of show and shout, or however you want to say that. Somehow I ended up being the leader of this situation. It sucks. And I am Necrotic Shadow type.
And for the recap, we have Key having returned to do so for us again. Thank you, Key. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Should I introduce myself?
Go for it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carcerus, also known as Key, and I'm just a special guest today. You may notice my icon is that of Darren from a previous campaign. He's usually the person reading the story as it happened before for the other games. This will be fun. Last time, the session began with a gunshot. A nearby sniper fires a shot through Joey's shoulder, sending him spiraling to the ground. Not fatal, but still a painful wound. One that is immediately attended to, at least by himself, and to some extent, Osmund, and at least attempted by Rain. who at the time is still many little rains, mostly in a jar. The team of Pokemon scatter in their attempt to avoid getting demolished by a sniper from afar. Except for Nova, of course, who happens to be the next victim on the sniper's list. This was the sniper's biggest mistake. Because not only did the sniper hit Nova, they failed to hit Nova anywhere that mattered. Several times. But just as the Pokemon are creeping up on their distant foe, managing to somewhat avoid the traps that are in their way, Joey takes the rifle given to him and fires off a 3-round burst that manages to trigger several mines in the sniper's possession, making them no more than a red mist. And I would like to assume that the upper half of the tree they were in is also destroyed.
We'll say yes.
With that obstacle out of the way, the team heads towards the mouth of the mound cave. And on the way, they happen to pick up, I say with air quotes, the final mini-rain that had been punted over in that direction. Unfortunately, at the moment, Rain and this mini-rain are unable to move as they are no more than piles of neon orange goo. Rather than scooping up this extra little puddle into the jar is then dispensed over the extra little bit. And Rain reforms. But more like they're made out of gelatin than flesh and blood. The inside of the mound cave is dark, lit by the eldritch glow of a ritual taking place. They can see, on an upper ledge, Norton, currently in the throes of said ritual, the lower half of their body already eaten away, unraveled, to give their life force as sacrifice. Spike leaves the egg in the care of Cobalt and Nova, telling them to watch it specifically. And, after some prompting with Osmund, takes the vial intended for Hund with him. As he heads up to Norton through a side tunnel, he sees, at least at closer range, a tome titled Book for the Soon-to-be Deceased, though he is unable to read its pages. In spite of the imploring by Spike, Rain, Osmund, Norton cannot stop the ritual, and neither can they. Even after Spike throws the vial down into Hund's waiting, gaping maw, the ritual continues, thread after shadowed thread unraveling Norton's form, causing it to rot, decay, and crumble. Until eventually, there is nothing left. A silence follows, at least for but a moment, until the cave begins to rumble. A great roar emanates forth from Hund's maw, and rocks begin to fall. The team of Pokemon rush to leave the cave, very nearly becoming crushed beneath the rubble in the wake of Hund's awakening. And even after, they have to run a ways to get out of the mighty Gigantamaxed Pokemon's path. At this time, they manage to take a moment to breathe, some choosing to watch as Hund slowly lumbers toward Hund's port. Spike, in particular, sticking his head into a shadow. He'd rather not show the others his emotions at the moment. Rain, however, spots planes in the distance, with something akin to clouds dropping out of them. Simultaneously, Spike is buzzed by the handbook for the recently deceased that he keeps in his head. Pulling out his head from the shadows, he sees that the book opens to a page for a ritual. A ritual that has 2 requirements. The ritual to bind a soul to the living realm requires an object of importance to the soul in question, and a place of significance to the soul. The soul must be willing, of course. But I somehow doubt that this is going to stop Spike from trying. As this party of Pokemon and their human friend begin to make their way back to Hundsport, Mew telepathically sends out a message, contacting all Pokemon that are attempting to head to the port. It's under attack, and is willing to teleport any and all who are there to be in its defense immediately. They agree, but this is not a perfect teleportation, at least not in the way that they had hoped. Cobalt, Nerashi, Nova, Osmund, Rain, Spike, and even Joey and Ratty are all scattered to disparate places in Hund's port. First, we look at Cobalt. They are nearby to a wall that is currently being impacted from the outside. Once, and then twice. It crumbles, and through the hole, Cobalt can see a very familiar Lucario. His father. And alongside this Lucario are many other Pokemon, all collared except for him. He freely admits to joining the nation that is invading Arlem's wilds. After all, they have the technology to make him stronger. Why wouldn't he join? When Cobalt expresses an amount of indignation, claiming an amount of indignation, not understanding why go through with all this. His father says that the civilian Pokemon here on Arlem's wilds are weak, and so they deserve their fate. Just as Cobalt's mother deserved to die for making Cobalt weak. Just as Cobalt vows to kill his father, in a flash, Cobalt is sent flying, impacting the ground and being knocked out. Let us turn the page to Nerashi. Our resident unfriendly serpent is teleported into the thick of a fight. And while she is quite tempted to take out her frustrations on those enemies nearby, her instincts get the better of her. And so she utilizes her serpentine form to escape up to the rooftops, only to be caught in the sight lines of enemy snipers. Luckily for her, she still has armor on, and thus she continues to retreat. Small side note, this is actually around the point where Nerashi admitted they would rather have Nova around as a distraction than any of these random Pokemon in the town that are currently fighting.
Yeah, because Nova's legitimately too stupid to die.
Yep, he's definitely too stupid to die.
It's okay,
Admission of guilt.
Nerashi. You can
Look,
admit
he-
that you like him.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Never.
that's totally it. You definitely just don't enjoy his presence a little bit.
No.
Yeah, Darius, Nick.
She's got the knife for it. There's no way I'd be able to RP that though.
Narashi's more of a kudere.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, moving on.
Next is Nova, who is inside the wall of the port. Unfortunately, the section of wall that he has found himself inside is currently ablaze. He looks for a water source, but unfortunately, before he can even find one, a portion of the wall crumbles, unveiling twin silhouettes. As they step into the wall, the firelight casts identification upon them. A Flareon and a Leafeon wearing collars. Rain was teleported to a back alley, a wall to his back, and unfortunately, he is unable to get very far before an enemy soldier catches sight of him. The soldier takes aim, and they shoot. But luckily for our Bui, they had a helmet on, one that saved their life. Unfortunately, this does not stop them from being brought to the ground. And the last sight they see is the enemy soldier with a collar raised, ready to put it on him. And finally, we have Spike. Fortuitously enough, they happen to be teleported to Norton's shop. They scurry inside, managing to avoid enemy soldiers who happen to be patrolling nearby. Though they may gaze upon the shop, they shudder, something keeping them from investigating. Instead, Spike heads down to the bunker, and, utilizing the cameras and speakers around the town, he starts talking to the Allied soldiers, providing them support and information. They're veritable eyes everywhere. Ah, but foolish of me. I shouldn't forget Osmund, smallest but not the least, who was teleported to the clinic. There, immediately getting to work, aiding those who are injured, sometimes rather forcefully. This clinic, it should be known, is being defended by Raiko, who happens to be standing on and around a veritable pile of bodies. Not slain, but simply left indisposed, for now. And yet, Osmund notices the wounds that are accruing on this legendary creature, and does his best to provide some support before he turns back to other patients. Now we are on to this next session. Love and family.
Thank you very
I
much
hope-
for that, Keith.
And really quickly, sorry to interrupt. Thank you so much for the raid, Ty. Come on in. Hopefully you had a good stream. We're already in the game, so I'll be in chat.
Have a lovely time, everybody. I hope you're ready for war.
So before we get into things, we have some fan art. First off, this is from Ido, featuring Cobalt and his father.
I hope it's Yamcha posed.
No, it's
Nope.
But it is good.
Flawless
Still good.
victory.
Oof.
Look, I don't know. There's just something about Riolu and Yamcha poses.
Also, thank you for your sub, Toshimi. I appreciate it.
And then, so Raijin misunderstood the, who was doing the forceful medicine. Initially, he assumed it was Nova. So he, doodled up this.
Yep, I gotta get there. Hold on. There's Wild Traditions.
But then, he realized his mistake when it turns out, little Osmund is the one that's being forceful with medicine.
And then fixed it.
And then fixed it, yes.
Though, hey, either one would work.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Nova actually has 1 dot in medicine, so him and Osmond can commit medical malpractice together.
Yes. I'm
And-
so excited.
Thank you for your 33 months, Viv. I've got a hype train going. Holy goodness.
And before we get into the session itself, we do have the tip goal on my end. It'll be very helpful for some events tonight, I will say. But otherwise, the more important goal this week is over on Era's channel. He is in need of assistance with his mortgage. So if you guys can help, please go over to drunk_dragon_Era's channel and do so. He has a special tip goal set up for if you guys are able to complete it in full.
Any and all help's appreciated. I don't like asking, but thank you for those that have helped so far.
And with that, let's get into this. You are all cordially invited to the beginning of the end. As the orbs turn on in the theater, there is a sign next to the stage that says, "Invitations here." The first sacrifice has been completed.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Thank you for that tip, Ido.
$5 Razim coins.
Thank you very much. Norton's End brought about a chance to survive this onslaught for the Pokemon of Hund's Port. Arlifor and, unbeknownst to our party right now, Ttrpg have fallen. Dothan is still standing right now, serving as the final stand as it once did back in the war that resulted in this continent being called Arlem's Wilds in the first place. Greaves is standing on the stage, his back to you all, hands clasped behind him as he looks at the book. The gnome's hat is held in the crook of his elbow, the snowy white hair on display. The book has a list scrolling up it, and when you see Norton's name pop up, you realize this list is of the fallen. It goes on and on. This particular episode is going to contain gore, death, and great sorrow. May this serve as your warning, dear viewers. Greaves lets this hang in the air before continuing. The attackers' forces are swelling as they capture mon after mon, killing those they deem too weak. After all, these are just weapons. What use do they have for a weapon that can barely do anything? Will Arlem's Wilds keep to tradition, or will that just be another casualty of this fight? With those final words, the theater goes dark, the gnome silhouetted by the scrolling names before they too fade to black. Osmund, you are at the clinic. Multiple tents are being set up for the wounded, and Raikou is fighting hard to keep the attackers away from this last safe haven in Hund's port. The legendary is bleeding from so many wounds, but still he keeps on fighting. As you are looking about the scene, the cries of the wounded, the last gasp of breath of a Charmander nearby. A dome of crystalline ice springs up around the area, cutting through a house neighboring the clinic. Suicune stands next to you suddenly, its horn aglow with power. Tunnels of ice begin going out from the dome, and a few larger Pokemon shuffle through these tunnels, returning minutes later with more wounded from elsewhere in the port. What do you do?
Osmond will, having, last we, played, noticed, a very, very important, thing about the combatants. And will, yell out, the collars! Break the collars! To, the now legendary standing next to him. And, like, gesture at the people on the ground.
Suicune will nod, and you will see Raikou, moments later on the other side of the ice dome, begin targeting the collars in particular. Though it does not seem to be helping much with the onslaught he's going under.
And with that relayed, Osmond will turn to us. We can. Hi. Oh, you're a legendary too. What can I do to help?
Tend to the wounded.
And Osmond will do like a hasty salute and rush to the nearest wounded to tend to.
Go ahead and give me some medicine checks.
Okay. Is body forceful medicine acceptable here?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Okay, so 2 forceful. Sorry, wait, 3 forceful. Didn't see the 8.
The nearest Pokemon that you moved to, unfortunately, was too far gone. So you move to the next, but this one thankfully is able to be rescued. You do feel that you are getting them to a stable state. There are still so many more coming in, though.
And yeah, Osmond will prioritize stabilizing, and if it's someone that looks too far gone, he'll just go to the next person.
Understood. Go ahead and give me a few more, give me 3 more rolls.
Woo.
The next one is a Machamp that you move to. One of his arms seems to be very much broken. He is bleeding from so many different points. But you are able to get him bandaged up, get his arm splinted, and he gives you a quiet thank you before getting back up and heading through one of the tunnels to bring in more wounded.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 5. And one last roll. There we go.
The next one that you move to, you're able to get them patched up as well. You are moving through the wounded almost like clockwork, tending to what you can. One of the floettes does come over and drops a wad of or a basket of bandages next to you before moving on to get more supplies and tend to others. For about every one you save, there's another that you are just not able to save at all. As you are working, a terrifying scream interrupts you, as through the ice of the dome, you see Raikou finally fall. Surrounded by a countless pile of unconscious Pokemon and humans, the mighty legendary has succumbed to his wounds. You can hear several sniper shots fire at once, seeking to deal the final blow to the lightning dog, but another ice dome pops into existence over him. With the Guardian felled, though, it does not take long for the attackers to turn fire moves and flamethrowers on the dome. Suicune is looking more and more exhausted by the moment, but that dome is standing strong still, at least for the moment. Spike, you feel a presence in your mind. It sends a shiver through your body. You actually feel cold. But it is more akin to a soothing cold, like coming into the AC after a long day in the summer heat. Something primal and deep within you recognizes it as Suicune. Can you direct me to the wounded? Are the words that come into your mind.
I slapped the intercom button to switch over. Everywhere. And then I start to actually try to direct him to where wounded are. At least the ones that are most likely to still be alive after everything.
On the camera monitors, you see tunnels of ice flowing across the town to everywhere that you direct. Little domes going up over the wounded, as various Pokemon are running through those tunnels as fast as they can to gather the wounded and bring them back to the tents at the clinic.
I'm also going to direct him towards other people that might be able to help defend. If I see any.
You mean defending the clinic?
Yes.
Unfortunately, everyone is enraptured in battle. The enemy forces are drastically overwhelming yours, and they are growing by the minute as more and more collars are being slapped onto the Pokemon of the port.
Oh boy. Well, best I can do is try and start directing people to hold up at the hospital, the mayor's office.
The mayor's office, at least thanks to your guidance, has been standing strong. You do see on one of the monitors that aerial view of Terpico. The town itself has been entirely burned to the ground. Bodies littering everywhere. You don't see a single soul alive there anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna start trying to direct people to the clinic to, correlate what forces we do have if I can. Key phrase try.
Understood. Go ahead and give me some presence checks. 3 of them.
Can I use my tough demeanor as a boost here?
What's it tied to?
Presence.
Oh, then yes.
Nice.
And I feel like Vigor pushing
Coming
that.
uphill.
Honestly fair.
Because that's 3 additional dice.
$12.
12 cunning. Let's be tactical about this. Don't want to just shout at people.
Wow.
You are actually doing an amazing job at that. A lot of the Pokemon are getting more organized, and you're starting to see less wounded going down. Many of the Pokemon getting organized, forming up actual defensive lines, and they are slowly making their backing up towards the clinic. Not outright running, but they are, advancing in the opposite direction.
Fighting retreat.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, good. Point 1 needs to be secured. The hospital. Point 2 needs to be secured. The mayor's office. We'll worry about point 3 and 4 later. I'll let you move on to somebody else, though. I am probably slapping buttons like I'm playing Tekken.
Go ahead and give me 2 more rolls as well.
Okay.
Go ahead, Osmond.
Okay.
So I have an idea of a thing to try to help contribute more for Osmond. Potentially.
Go for it.
Okay, so Osmond will kind of rummaging around in his bag, realize that he has a thing, and we'll see if he can flag down some people and demand a either flower pot or patch of dirt that he can use. And
For that, I will say there is actually a small flower garden that was outside of the clinic. They did a bit to... It's run by nature, literal flower Pokemon, so they use some extra time to maintain that.
Not to mention they could probably grow some medicinal stuff there too.
Yes.
Well,
Most of what was growing there is destroyed right now, but, it was there.
Yeah. And that would be a nice fertile ground. And it just so happens that Osmond has an oranberry in his pack. Osmond is going to try when he's got like a little bit of a breather, is going to plant the oranberry and begin focusing all of his power that he can muster to naturecraft the oranberry into a fruiting tree.
I like this idea. Go ahead and give me a survival check with +3.
All right. Foraging specialty count or not?
Not enough
I'm going to say no, unfortunately.
Okay. And this is forceful. He is just channeling energy, like with no regard for his own personal safety. So
I'm going to assume you are willing to accept exhaustion.
yes.
You may exchange one exhaustion for one guaranteed success on this roll.
Okay.
You can do
is
that as many times as you would like.
Okay. And this is what attribute would be best for this? Soul, I guess.
Soul would probably be the best one for this, yes.
Okay. Soul forceful survival it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I'm going to burn 3 exhaustion.
Understood.
And... Okay. So that will be
6.
Yes. 6. Though I could soul the one. Yeah, I think I'll soul the one. Seven.
Good choice. The tree blooms to life. The oranberry growing into a frankly mighty tree. The oranberries are a little slow to grow, but they are definitely growing far faster than what they would normally grow. Mechanically, this would translate to 1 ripe oranberry per turn.
Ooh. And yeah, just Osmond will let the Mons that need to know that there is oranberries free to use.
Alright. Are you going back to tending to the wounded then?
Of course.
Understood. Cobalt.
Alright.
You have been thrown far by the ruthless attack of your father. You can see so many other Pokemon swarming in and attacking. There are several that are being collared, but so many more that are just being slain. While a few attackers fall, the onslaught is relentless. Then you see your father standing over you again. Come on, whelp. Stand up. Fight me. This is what you wanted, isn't it? Show me how your mother supposedly didn't make you weak. Adamant stands over you with a sneer.
Alright. I'm going to try to force myself up.
Your entire body aches. But you are Kung Fu Puppy and you are able to get up.
Alright. Alright, how bad, is my body currently right now, though? Like, do I have any broken bones or, things like that?
His first blow was very much to just send you flying. Now that you've kind of recovered from the initial impact, you realize that was just him showing off how he could just simply toss you aside.
Gotcha.
But you do not have any actual wounds yet. or
Gotcha.
any actual
Like damage.
yeah,
Like,
damage. That's the term.
okay. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna get back up. Going to get into back into a fighting stance, and then I'm gonna try to make an attack against him.
Go ahead and roll it.
All right. Right. Got 4.
Unfortunately, he just deftly steps to the side, avoiding your attack. And then proceeds to just simply flick you on the nose. Holy crap.
Oh, Kung Fu Puppy's dead.
Uh
Rip Kung Fu Puppy.
oh.
So we're playing the Undone song now, right?
Oh. I don't like the shadows of those days.
I am going to assume that a 23 hits.
Yeah, definitely hits.
Going to assume that it crits.
Yep.
Hey, at least that was the accuracy roll.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
You know what?
I did
go smart with this.
ask for Cobalt's father to be like an endgame boss, so yeah.
Oh lord.
I mean, even if you didn't ask for that, that was going to be the case.
Yes, Simple, you should definitely open up your Game Boy and fly to Lavender Town. We're going to need to send you Cobalts. If you could make preparations, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the shovel ready, don't worry.
There. Copied the little formula over to the other computer. So I don't have to manually add all this up. Let's see. He does have overcrit as well.
Oh, that definitely was an overcrit.
Don't you guys love the sound of 1.5 times dice and 9s explode now?
Just filling out the formula thing here. I think I did that
He
right.
technically could. Never mind.
1.5 dice and 9s explode, guys.
I think Cobalt might be dead.
I was gonna say technically he could still botch, but those shadows don't lie, man. Well, no, I'm a shadow dragon.
Called it.
Bye, Cobalt.
Bye.
Cobalt.
Who's got the fairy?
Nerashi does, I believe.
Everyone, I mean, the bottle is like the same size as Osmund, so yeah, Nerashi kind of needed to be the one to hold it.
Also, Gibgab, the only tradition we seem to be having right now is family members killing us.
That's true.
I mean, this is the wild tradition, apparently.
But
And
Luckily,
you guys told me I needed to be serious.
luckily for Cobalt, Adamant's intention is not to kill Cobalt this time.
This time.
So, even though Cobalt, basically, the way this is going down, one of his fingers flicks you on the snout. The other two fingers go out straight in front of you, and you can see out of the corner of your eye a blast wave crashing off to the side of you. Before you get sent flying directly into a wall. Or rather, through the wall. You are at 0 HP. For the record, that was 34 damage, by the way.
You
Nice.
were turbo dead.
Yeah, that's definitely doubled my health currently.
Yeah, you got One Punch Man holding back.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
But like the blast probably has like the death skull shape and stuff.
Yeah.
He didn't actually hit you. That was just the force of the force of the force of his fist. Nonsense.
Not even the fist. That was just his finger.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Serious snout flick.
that is frightening.
So you are currently sitting inside, or laying inside a building, having gone through a couple of walls. You are in a lot of pain, Cobalt.
Yep. I figured that.
And he just casually walks into the building through the hole made. Get up.
Okay. Which one is the one where I have to spend it on to give myself like health back?
That would
well,
be second wind, which is vigor and will combined, unless you have feats.
Gotcha.
Then you roll a d10, add your vigor and will combined, like just the raw number you have there, and that's how much health you regain.
Gotcha. Because
You do take the 2 points of exhaustion from using a vigor and will, though.
Gotcha. But yeah, I'm gonna do that.
I don't think Cobalt needs to worry about being exhausted. Just saying. I think we've got other issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my my only vigor and willpower right now, and yeah, I'm gonna roll for it.
Luck, puppy. You're gonna need it.
Yeah. Okay. So that should be 9 hit points.
Nice.
And I got 2 points of exhaustion.
See how she made you weak? Can't even hit me. You can't even stand up to a finger.
You. Are. Such a disappointment as a father. And do I still have an action at this time?
Oh yeah, it's your turn again.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna try to do one more attack on him.
Go ahead and roll.
Alright.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Dang.
I'm 5 still. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna hit anyway.
You could use some soul.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm gonna soul one of the ones.
Just to put it out there, we do have 2 party rerolls currently available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean,
that
at least.
are-
Also, 5 is above average anyway for that roll, so.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright.
Thank you for the tip,
Well-
Simple. I appreciate it.
One of the ones is now a 4, so yeah, it'll be 6 now. Okay. Though I'm assuming I still don't hit.
No.
Yep.
This time he's not even moving, though. You punch him square on, and he just stands there. Your form is terrible. Do you really expect to do anything with that?
I haven't had
Oh my
time.
god, Hex.
To learn everything because I renounce your way of fighting.
And that's what makes you weak.
Cobalt.
He is going to kick you this time.
Ooh.
Between the legs and sending you straight up in the air.
Oh.
Well,
Oh.
ship is ended.
Yep.
Great way to end the family line there, buddy boy.
Yeah.
Once again, this is another one of those. He's not actually looking to do damage, though. He's just sending
It's more
you
about
up.
the humiliation.
Exactly. He's just sending you straight through the ceiling. And the roof.
I didn't realize that puppies were also hacky sack.
This one is.
Ow.
Fair enough.
Give me Give Gab.
And now we're gonna.
Give Gab just going like, please give me male impreg.
Not anymore.
Sorry, Gib Gab, 1 ship has sunk.
We're like 2 ships sunk at this point.
Alright, back to seriousness. This is a serious time right now.
No worries. We're gonna go ahead and come back to you.
Alright.
Oh,
Rain. The soldier is approaching you with a collar. Another soldier stops him, just shakes his head as he looks at you. And the first shrugs, putting away the collar, and raising his rifle at you again. The gunshot rings out. Despite yourself, you blink. Warm fluid splatters across your face. Some fur going up your nose and making you sneeze. Ryan stands in front of you. A hole
Ryan?
clean through his chest.
Ryan, why?
You can see as the head of the soldier slides off their body through the hole in Ryan's chest. The float soul drops to one knee,
Hold the line. This hamlet
his
shall
breathing
not fall.
raspy as he slows to...
Shrieking Akodanika raided my stream with 8 viewers.
I know, right? What a time for a raid.
Perfect timing.
Hello there, Danica. You guys have come into the middle of our Wild Traditions Scar campaign. We're kind of in a bit of a scene here, so I'm not gonna do the whole spiel, but thank you so much for sharing your community. I'll go and back up a little bit. Ryan is standing in front of you, a hole clean through his chest, letting you watch as the head of the soldier slides off their body. The float soul drops to one knee, his breathing raspy as he slowly turns to look at you, Rain. Tears stream down his cheeks as he gives you a small smile. Hey, bro. Sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry. No.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
You'll be okay. You got your friends and you'll be
Rain.
okay now.
Rain will try to heal pulse Ryan.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Give me one moment, please. Can I use one reroll, please?
You have my permission.
Yeah, sure. By the way, don't forget. Wait, hold on. Ryan is water type, right?
Yes.
Don't forget that 6s count on this because same type as heal.
Oh, okay. But that'd still only be 2 then.
Well, yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Okay. But yeah, can I use one reroll, guys?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with it.
You
Go
can
ahead.
use one.
Yeah.
You get one.
You
may
get one.
only
Everybody
have
gets
one.
I mean, there is a lovely new card that people could play, by the way.
True.
That's
Is
the
it-
opposite of helpful.
No, it's literally it lets
It's
him
literally
use
him helping.
assist.
You're gonna get me killed.
It's literally
I'm better on my own.
Rain trying to help.
The temptation to ask if I can
Unova.
assist with no ability to assist.
That's funny.
Oh boy. Yep, that's the.
Okay. 7 logic.
Oh my god, Kip Cam.
Oh my god, no!
I just wasn't going to say anything about it.
Ouch.
I had to mention it because I knew Ren hadn't noticed yet.
Well, I was going to let him know when Ryan died from it.
You guys are
yeah.
cruel.
Yeah, and?
Yeah.
I guess it runs in the family.
Yeah, apparently getting holes in the chest, it runs through the family indeed.
Yep.
Literally
Through,
runs
through the family.
I'm sorry for laughing.
But back to the scene.
Okay.
Your healing lays down onto Ryan. but you notice his body is dissolving.
No, 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 please! This gotta work, this gotta work!
He's turning into silent green.
It's actually turning into water. He gives you a small pat on the head. The second sacrifice is complete.
No, wait, what? No, wait, what? No, brother, no!
With that, he falls over unmoving. His body slowly dissolving into water that soaks into the mud. The battle rages on around you. The carnage doesn't care about just another casualty of it. The broken families it leaves behind. The fight continues.
Rain is just on his knees. And just unable to move right now.
Spike, you can see on the monitors that the battle is going terribly. Far more of your side are falling than the attackers. Your guidance is helping them a lot. You've been able to give them a few early warnings as they're making their fighting retreat back towards the clinic about ambushes and other enemies that are approaching from behind them. But the casualties are still stacking up higher and higher. It also doesn't help that those of Hundsport are not going all the way. They're holding back from dealing that final blow. It is visible all across the port. Even in the face of defeat, they are refusing to break the commandments of Arceus.
And I'm assuming telling them to go after the colors isn't going to help much. Because there are non-colored humans in this fight, and Pokemon alike.
That is correct. Though telling them to go after the collars would help a little bit.
I'll tell them to go after the colors, but I'm also going to probably start telling them the truth. What was the other name of the city? That other city name?
Yeah, the one that hasn't fallen yet?
No, the one that's dust now.
Ah,
There's two of
Terpico.
those. Terpico and Arlifor.
Arlifor is also well, Arlifor wasn't burned all the way down. Terpico, they were particularly using fire because that was where Suicune was before they came here to Hund's Port to help. So they were particularly using fire on Terpico.
Got it.
All right, well, then I'm going to hit the group announcement button. I'm going to turn on all the speakers across the city for this one. Hi, this is Spike. I'm doing the best I can out here. I know this sucks. Going after the collars will help big time, but not everybody out there's collared, so I'm going to tell you this once, and I'm going to tell you it final and let you make your decisions and not stop you if you choose not to do anything about it. But here's the deal. Terpico and Arlifor are both dust. Everybody's dead. And I'm not talking, unconscious. We're fighting for our lives here. And the collars can be broken on those that can be saved, but it's us or them. And you gotta make a choice. You gotta make it now. You might have to break a rule to survive, for us to survive, for others to survive. Just do what you can and understand that This might be the end elsewise. I'm not lying, and you can thank the cameras everywhere. I can see it. It's bad. I'm not telling you to do the worst. But this is not normal, and this is beyond those rules. This is war. And they're not playing fair. I'll be on speakers trying to help. Still. Turn off the comms. Fuck, Spike, you sound like a dumbass.
Give me a presence check with +3. And I will make you the same offer that I made to Osmund. You may spend exhaustion for guaranteed successes. As many as you would like.
What am I at right now? I will spend 3. Well, it had to happen.
Crew combo.
Crew combo.
Crew combo.
That's not a bad roll otherwise, though.
Oh yeah, no,
whoa.
that's a really good roll.
Spike's apparently nailing it. Why is Spike being a leader? This kind of sucks. For me. They didn't, but I don't trust them hearing what I'm saying. I'm only doing this because I want people to understand that this is a fight for their lives. Because who knows how many of these Pokemon don't understand that yet. Or haven't really registered that yet. We're not used to war. Bark, bark, bark on comms.
Your words do seem to bolster the Pokemon across the port. But they are still not delivering the final killing blows. But you are seeing a lot more fervor in their attacks. It seems almost like some of them were expecting backup. And now they know it's not coming. But instead of giving up, they are fighting even harder. It does seem to be about even now on the fights that you're watching across the monitors. Instead of more of your side falling than their side, it's about even. And they are definitely keeping an eye out for those callers.
That's a start. I'll take it.
Nerashi.
I can't convince people to kill, but go ahead. Sorry.
You're good. Nerashi, you are on the rooftops. Where are you going in particular? You can see a few streets over that a large icy dome has risen over what you think is the clinic. There is a bloodbath everywhere around. Though you do seem to be unbothered up here for now.
For now. Nerashi is going to, do the snake thing and be low to the, roof to be less of a target currently. I can see the clinic, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It is several streets over. You would not be able to stay on the rooftops to get to it.
that's fine. Can I see anything else interesting happen? Like, say, a cobalt flying through the fucking air.
Yes. That one's pretty obvious, as, you know, one of the roofs just explodes outwards.
As a player, a decent-sized part of me wants to go over to that fight.
Do it.
No.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, except that's not really Nerashi's MO, so it wouldn't be what she would normally do.
That's fair.
Yeah. So it saves her from seeing Cobalt being just straight up being omni-manned.
Oof.
Yeah. Think, Cobalt, think.
Basically. I guess what I would do is make my way over towards the clinic. So I am going to do the smart thing and roll subterfuge to be as stealthy as I can manage on my way there.
Go for it. You will have +2 dice on it because of where you're at. Though, well, actually no, because you're going to have to go down to the street, so... And basically every street is filled with Pokemon fighting.
Yep. Nerashi has obviously heard Spike's thing, right?
Yes.
Cool. Murder is back on the menu, boys.
Nerashi wasn't ever really off.
No, it wasn't. It was always on the menu. Rashi's entire job revolves around killing things. Usually not people.
Yeah, but... Yeah.
Alright, so... We're stealthing.
Well, do explain how you're going to handle the streets.
Fair.
It is going to determine if you get a bonus at all.
Can I give Nerashi a bonus on stealth? Since I am actively trying to guide people.
I will allow you to assist Nerashi by communicating to her.
Cool, Nerashi, take 3 dice. As Spike pops on occasionally from a nearby camera, is like, take this street.
Fair enough. Yeah, so Nerashi is, before she, hops off of her roof, she is going to very carefully, eyeball where the fighting is on the street and try to and just whenever she can, try to use other Pokemon as kind of as sight blockers.
All right. On top of Spike's assistance, I will give you +2.
Oh dear lord, I'm gonna have so many dice. I'm gonna need every single fucking one of them.
Oh, you definitely will.
Then Spike's 3, and then 2. and it was
Oh.
absolute dog shit.
Holy shit!
Oh.
That's a -3.
Oh my god.
So about taking that reroll that we have for the party.
I will
I
I
approve.
will say you do get a boost die if you keep that.
Ooh. What, like a spare boost die?
Yes, if you keep a botch, if you don't try to manipulate it or re-roll it or anything like that, and just settle with it, you do get a boost die that you can use. You can hold on to it and use it whenever you wish.
Yep, you just have to accept it into your heart and do nothing to try and mitigate it.
I think there's
I
a
don't-
place on the character sheet for it too.
There
I
is.
don't really want to waste a reroll on stealth roll though.
All right.
Yeah, so like accept it into your heart that you're gonna make a bunch of freaking noise.
Well, Nerashi is just going to be knocking people over. Fuck it.
Barrels through. I'm gonna be stealthy. Charges through madness.
All right.
Look, no. Nerashi just subscribes to Russian stealth.
Oh,
Well, I
this
just-
is
Yeah.
Steiner Scout Lance stealth.
Yeah.
Look,
Or
it's
the-
considered stealth if everyone who saw me dies.
Yeah, Russian stealth.
Hmm.
No. This is definitely more Steiner Scout Lancing stealth. Alright, well, here we go. This is the least stealthy you'll ever see this snake be.
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, you don't jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
It would
You
be
never
really
know what the
hard
future
for me
might
to,
hold.
It would be quite impressive for me to roll worse than this on the same amount of dice.
Through the dice, all things are possible.
I'm not Ren though.
Can we get a?
Oi!
Hey, Viv.
Oi!
Hey, Viv, you need to go shake the baby right now.
Shake that baby.
Shake it, shake it, shake it.
I gotta figure out where I put my dice bag. I did a bunch of cleaning the other day. I don't. Oh, there it is.
But yeah, if you're committing to it,
Yeah,
do
we're
the type
committing to
of-
it. So that's going to be.
Oh my god, Hex.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been doing that in the moment he started drawing it, and I saw the Omni-Man stash. I immediately just typed in all caps in the chat. Think, Cobalt, think.
Oh shit! They're one of dice.
Dang.
All right.
I hope you got to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
So you are doing pretty good keeping low to the roof. You see an easy way down and go for that. And it gives way underneath your weight. And you find yourself crashing down into the middle of no man's land.
Ah. Excellent.
Go ahead and give me some evasion checks.
Cool. Evasion, you say? This can only end poorly. Right? Yeah. Ooh.
Oh boy. I don't think you shook the baby enough.
Oh.
I think that this might be grounds for taking that reroll perhaps now. Like, just saying.
I approve.
Yeah.
Or I guess you could what?
He might
Either
also have willpower left.
Body or yeah.
I haven't used any of my other shit. I like never touch those resources.
We'll do it. Maybe.
Do it, nerd.
Oh, I have that funny boost dice I guess I can use.
You do
I would use your check marks first.
You do use your
Ah.
per session boost dice first.
Okay,
The bonus ones are a
Reserve.
They're a reserve, yeah.
okay.
Which, by the way, if you are on the 141 sheet, there is a box for it's EX dice.
Yeah, I already put one in.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Well, we'll... Yeah, I'll boost the one first. See how dog water that makes.
It's not a 0 anymore, I guess.
Yeah, one's not gonna do me any good either.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, at least it's something.
I guess I could vigor the 6s too. But I don't think a 3 is going to make that much of a difference in the grand scheme of bullshit I've gotten myself into.
Yeah, you could like just save your resources and
Fuck it. I'm keeping it.
Oof.
Well, the dice have decided to be incredibly funny today.
Uh-oh.
As you are laying there dazed, Nerashi, you can sense impending doom as multiple attacks are coming your way. However, an Eevee jumps in front, taking the brunt of it and dragging you out of the way back to friendly sides. I literally did a roll to determine what Pokemon would show up.
Oh no.
Hilarious!
I got 133.
That is the funniest thing you could have done, Dice.
The dice will always choose what's funniest. Come on now.
Oh my god.
I was like, okay, I literally did a Google search to find out how many Pokemon there are. Did /roll 1D 1164. Came up 133, and I'm like, what is Pokedex number 130? Oh! Pokemon to save freaking Nerashi. It's an Eevee.
Nerashi is just going to see this and go, "Oh God, of course. Why couldn't they have just let me die?"
Arceus has a sense of humor at least.
Arceus truly has forsaken me.
Do
I
we
was
have to pull up
correct.
the video? Do we have to pull up the video?
I was correct. There is no God. Every day I live is just another day that has been proven true.
So anyways, while they are trying, they are much smaller than you. So you are still taking...
Some damage.
some is a word for it.
Oh lord.
At least your
Okay.
unconscious body will make it.
I can just,
With how these rolls have been going tonight, it's only going to be my corpse.
I forgot that I brought the formula over to the other computer. Just so I don't have to do this manually. Oh! You are taking a combined total of 14 points of damage.
Hey, where's my armor?
This will ignore your actual integrity. This is basically what I am calling post-integrity damage.
Cool.
It will still apply to your armor, though.
Yep, so 14 total. So I think that drops my durability down to like 3. Well, there's still a little bit of armor left. Not much. Wait, no, it would actually be 5. 5
Remember that your
5
armor
durability
can,
left.
your armor can only soak so much damage.
Yes.
Okay. Before the rest goes on to you.
Yes. Yes. It is
Okay.
about done. It just not have much left.
All right. So, have you gone below 0?
Oh wait, no, I think I did this wrong. So the soak is how much it blocks from hitting me, correct?
Yes. And how much
And
how much it loses from durability max.
Okay.
And the physical negation just subtracts
Yeah.
that amount from the initial.
Yeah.
Physical
so
negation
that-
will not apply to this.
Ah.
This
Okay,
is... Negation is armor's term for integrity.
Integrity.
Okay.
In which case, I am still up. Eat shit. I have. Is the preventative HP I had from last session still here or no?
No, that would
Okay.
have dissipated.
Okay, making sure. I thought so, but you know. In which case, I have 3. I have 2 HP.
The Eevee is dragging you over. Several other Pokemon go running to help you and get back into the line. That is, you know, doing the fighting retreat back towards the clinic. Are you doing anything in particular here?
Well, I have no ranged attacks, so I guess I'm just going to help get people to the clinic at this point.
Sounds good.
And throwing out teamwork rolls to every fucking person I possibly can.
Go ahead and multiply your teamwork by 5 and give me a roll.
Oh, boy.
You get a teamwork. You get a teamwork. Guess what? You are an Eevee. You don't get help. I'm kidding. You get a teamwork.
The one that saved Nerashi, even.
That one would get a teamwork. What is with these fucking one?
Well, it's still a 3 so far.
Yeah.
And you gotta.
Alright, cool.
So it ends up being average.
You are definitely giving some good assistance in the fighting retreat, and your group is able to move closer to the clinic much faster. A lot of the more melee-oriented Pokemon are those that are not just in the front line being meat shields, are currently helping to pull the wounded along with them. And you would probably be helping with that group.
Fair enough.
Next up, Nova. Go ahead.
Yes. Zooming in on Spike's absolute wall of monitors, there is a scene taking place in the top center of the monitors. And zooming in on that, with the 2 new additions into Nova's, sudden sight, wearing collars is a Flareon and a Leafeon. And Nova looks so excited. After all, these are his parents. The parents that he hasn't seen for, well, a few years now, as they've been, according to his uncle, off on an adventure. One that even eventually his uncle went to go and help them on. And this, unfortunately, takes place before Spike's announcements about the collars. First to speak up is Nova. He's very excited. An excited little Eevee, having a family reunion he's actually just been dreaming of. And he just goes, "Oh, Mom, Dad, okay, you're back? Okay, so there's a battle going on right now," before the Flareon, the mother, speaks up and cuts him off. Oh, great, okay, it's you. Well, I don't think we need to worry about putting a collar on this one. It isn't like he'll be of any use. And then the father speaks up too. The Leafeon. Well, in that case, we should probably just go ahead and kill him. Honestly, it'll probably be a mercy. His demeanor cold. And Nova, with tail wagging, suddenly just stops, and he looks confused. Because his parents had been nothing but supportive of him, forever, as long as he could remember. And here they are, acting, well, strange to him. Oh, wait, what? But, Dad, what? Oh, let's just kill him and be over with it. It isn't like anyone will miss him. But killings against Arceus? Oh, Arceus. Yeah, sure. Like he ever did anything for us except saddle us with a absolutely useless son like you. And Nova just looks crushed for a moment. But you always said that... And his father takes over again. Oh, I always said that I enjoyed your little antics? No, well, there's something known as lying, and I was lying to you this whole time. Just to keep the peace and, hopefully let it make it so that way you'd feel confident enough to leave as fast as possible. honestly, we should count me and your mother should count ourselves lucky that your absolute idiot of an uncle, really showing the family roots there, was able to be tricked into, looking after you, quote unquote, while we managed to get some alone time away from you. Then again, he was always a useless bum. It isn't like he had anything better to do than travel all the way across the island to look after his darling little nephew. I see you even wearing his hat. Great, good job. You even picked up on his awful fashion sense. And Nova, with every single word, just looks more and more crushed. His tail is drooping, neither of his ears are up, and he's almost about to cry. I don't think, something is, you don't think, yeah. Hun, he doesn't think. Yeah, that's been the problem the whole time with you. And Nova flinches. And he gets into a bit of a defensive stance, like he doesn't really know what else to do. He isn't running, but he isn't going forward for once. And seemingly quite done with the situation, his mother, Salem, shoots out the first shot. An absolutely roaring blast of fire, directly at Nova. To which, stunned, Nova only barely manages to get away from. Not that he didn't get singed from it, but at least he wasn't engulfed. Still, part of him is now slightly on fire, and now his instincts kick in, and he's in a fight, and so he does what he does best. He charges forward. To which he gets about 10 feet away, before a slight row of earth spikes shoot up, blocking his path as he runs straight into them. Some of them stabbing directly into him, but most of them shattering on impact but breaking his momentum. And his father gives a little tisk at this. Well, it isn't even like he's learned to fight. What, he just charges at things? Honestly, at this point, it'd probably be a mercy to kill him. What is he, if we leave him, what's he going to do? Just keep making us look bad? And then, a vine whip shoots out, grabs Nova by the leg, and throws him away. Back towards where he started. And then he gets up again. He's dazed, he's hurt a little bit, not too much though.
Hold the line. This hamlet shall not fall.
Kitsumamoki, thank you so much for that raid. Welcome in, everybody. You guys have come to a little bit of an intense scene, so thank you for sharing your community, but I'll be in the chat. Carry on.
And faced with this situation, Nova, he tries again. To very mixed results. Either he has to stop the attack because of a flamethrower, more earth spikes shooting up, sometimes even after he gets thrown, trying to catch him mid-air. Some of these even, unfortunately, successful. Vine whip shooting out, lancing at him, fire trying to burn him. As he gets worn down, and his parents
Go for the eyes,
show...
Go for the eyes! Rask!
Go ahead and continue.
And his parents show absolutely no signs of wanting to speed this up. Even occasionally making little jokes about Nova's attempts, as ineffectual as they are to them right now. And Nova, he keeps trying. Until eventually there's enough damage going on that his parents decide to throw a real attack his way. in the middle of one of his charges, an absolutely deadly-looking spike shoots up from the ground with a speed that the others haven't really displayed. This one far, far more intentional, as it goes right through one of Nova's legs and out the other side, pinning him there for a good couple of seconds, while his mother shoots a slightly hotter flamethrower his way. Not trying to make him dodge, but just trying to actually full-on burn him. And faced with little else, Nova forces himself to the side. Unfortunately, this makes the spike go with him and tears open the wound even more. And he didn't do it fast enough. The flames licking at the side of his face. Thankfully, not his hat, as he always habitually turns away from attacks slightly if they're going to be impacting the hat. But now, Nova is definitely on fire. And he doesn't have a good way of putting it out. Worse still, his leg has just been crippled. He taps into that inner well of power that he always seems to have a limitless supply of, and finds more. Some of his wounds closing, others seemingly to be lifted off of him. Not gone, just like their weight no longer holding him down. As, after a few seconds of testing, he manages to put his foot back down and have it hold at least some weight. To which his father goes, "Oh, great, so he's still as stubborn as ever, too. Not only is he ineffectual, he also doesn't know when to give up." That is honestly so annoying. Whatever, at least ttrpg's already gone, so, well, we won't have to... There's nothing really left on the itinerary except for mopping up here and, well, maybe a little bit else later. To which Nova seems even more shocked, as this seemingly takes him out of his focus for a little bit. But our house was there. We had pictures. Oh, like we wouldn't want to burn every single picture of us with you, his mother says in an absolutely venomous tone. Like we want people to know that we're related. I won't give up, and I'm going to keep trying. Something isn't right, and I'll prove to you that I'm not a failure or something. And faced with this, he just charges forward again. Like, he has completely forgotten that his leg was just injured, and this costs him. As he charges forward, filled with new energy, and partway through the charge, his leg gives out on him. Meaning that he falls right into another spike, which unfortunately spears right through him, and another spike gouges out his side. The same side that he was already previously injured on, and the blood starts to flow. Not that it wasn't already from the leg, but at least that had the spike in it still. This is just a gaping wound now. And he, even faced with this mistake, and starting to pant as he grows more and more exhausted, having to pull from that same well of power, he gets up again and charges forward, unwilling to stop trying, no matter what. And it takes another couple of cycles this time for the next serious attack to go his way. As this is where the vines start getting far more vicious as they grab at him and try and rip cord with deadly-looking spikes growing out of them now. As his fur becomes mangled, scratches and wounds appearing all over his body, some mercifully being cauterized shut by his own mother's flames. Others left open and slowly coating the ground between where he started and where his parents are with his own blood. And it gets worse and worse every time as more of Nova's body gets ruined. And he loses what little amount of actual ability to dodge that he had. And then a familiar scene starts up. The same one that you saw from the book, where the vines whip out and grab Nova by the leg firmly, whipping him around, and that same sickening crack as before. It appears that Nova's luck has finally run out, as he draws on that last wellspring of power that he has, and tries again, until he has nothing left. He tries to draw more, and he can't. He's tapped out and heaving, his lungs gasping for air, even as the attacks, they don't slow down. They just go back to picking him apart bit by bit. And luck has no sway when fate makes a decree in something. Nova's luck is no help to him now. In fact, he charges forward one last time, and with a forceful stomp on the ground, a spike juts up midway through Nova's last jump as he tries to clear a row of spikes, giving the last strength that he had for that, and pierces right through him. Before another joins him, and a third, and a fourth, as he is now speared through every single limb, and a last one spearing through his torso. Blood flowing down the spikes, as his mother gives one last jet of flame directly towards him. He doesn't die from this, but he is now lightly on fire. The only thing that remains relatively untouched is his hat, which his father walks up to him, grabs right off of his head, and tosses it on the ground beneath him. There. That dumb hat finally where it belongs, in the dirt. Nova tries to pull himself off of the spikes, looking down with lidded eyes at the hat underneath him, watching as his own blood drips down like a fountain onto it, staining the hat. And he struggles against the spikes and tries to rise up off of them, or break them off, or do anything. And nothing quite works. As his mother, seeing him trying this, reaches out and up, and pushes him down slightly more. Well, I think that takes care of that. I give it a couple minutes before he bleeds out. No need for the collar. Just our biggest mistake finally taken care of. And they turn to leave. Nova, he is trying with his all. And with the last burst of energy that he has, he slowly tries to pull himself off the spikes, freeing one limb and then the other, and tries to push himself off of the other three, only to lose his grip and start to go deeper down. Mercifully, the spikes slowly losing durability as they're no longer being maintained means that they break, and Nova finally falls onto the ground, right next to where his hat lays, 3 spikes still in him, in a pool of his own blood. And he, in this situation, starts to cry.
Spike. After your last announcement, several of the monitors are turning to static. The enemy, moving ever onwards deeper into the port, is attacking the monitors directly, having discovered where the cameras are from the speakers. One by one, you are left more and more blind as the attackers move through Hund's port. The last one, for now, being that one where you watched the Nova perish.
Shit. I'll hit the button one last time to see if I can get a message out before... Well, if it works. Hunsport. I'm going out. They're taking out the cameras. I'm gonna say this. Rule number 2, Pokemon must protect the natural balance of the world. And number 5, Pokemon should always work together for the betterment of all. They have violated this. Call me your commander. Call me your trainer. Whatever you want. Your sins are now mine. I order you all to pull the trigger and kill as you need to. I order you to kill.
You receive nothing else. The last of the cameras in Hund's port being destroyed. And you are left looking at a wall of static.
Finally, the spook switches off the intercom. It's been a long, long day, night, evening. He isn't
Not just
sure.
yet, Era.
Ah. Yeah, he's gonna sit back in his chair.
Osmund, you are shoved aside as a Machamp carrying 4 injured Pokemon storms through the tents, looking for somewhere to put them. The Machamp gives an apologetic look back to you after he accidentally stepped on your basket after you fell. It's the same one that you helped earlier. He can only spare that one look, though, before he moves on. He looks to be in a huge amount of pain, but is still working through it. You recover your things from your basket. The ruined photo of your family, what few herbs are not as damaged as the rest. When you glance back up and notice 2 of the Pokemon the Machamp is carrying are a pair of Meowstics, your parents. However, you do not have time to react to that, when you are grabbed by the shoulder and turned around to see Gerald. The timber is keeping his face stoically smooth, but it doesn't take an insight check to realize he's very much worried about the growing number of wounded here. He shakes his head and looks down at you, gently setting the remains of a creature before you. The gory mess is unrecognizable. Then, with small reverence, he sets the tattered remains of Nova's hat upon the corpse, followed by the undamaged rainbow wing. He does not say a word as he just turns and walks away through another tunnel.
Osmond will grab up the rainbow wing and do a cursory examination of the bloody remains in front of him. So I guess shall I medicine check, or is it readily apparent?
It is readily apparent, especially with the context of the hat. This is Nova, and he is very much on his very last breath. Go ahead, Tal.
Looking up, he's going to see Osmond, and it's even through the blood and viscera and horrible wounds covering him that he has been crying. And he's looking at the hat and looks back up at Osmond and reaches for the hat with a complete lack of strength, only really succeeding in getting more of his blood on the tattered remains.
Osmond will pick up the hat and put it on his head.
Nova's going to push it back towards Osmond with strengthless limbs. My parents were here, and that means my uncle might come by. He wanted me to look after the hat. I'm feeling sleepy. Can you give the hat to him when he comes by?
Yeah, sure. And then Osmond will begin hastily looking around and yelling for, was it Flan that said she would give him directions?
Thanks for being a good friend, Osmond. I want to go on more adventures together later when I wake up.
Yeah, Osmond's gonna run around looking for, I believe it was Flan.
It was Flan that had the instructions, yes. If you're calling out for him, he will rush over.
Yes, Osmond will yell out for Flan.
He comes rushing over, looks at Nova, and he shakes his head.
Osmond will hold up the rainbow wing.
It's possible. You should be with him for now.
Well, he said that you had directions.
It's a long process, and we don't have time for it.
Well, I'll do what I can, and then Osmond will hastily run back to Nova and
This is
offer
right,
Nova.
This is right near Nova.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as quickly as he can, moving back and trying to get Nova to eat an oranberry. Here, this will help. Nova? Please? And will, like, forcefully, like, take and begin mashing the oranberry, like, in Nova's jaws for him.
It has no effect. Nova is gone.
And Osmond kind of just sits down, staring at the remains. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, I should, and Osmond will get back up and, yell, where did that Machop go? And, begin running after, who he is pretty sure has his parents.
And shifting scenes again. Rain. You are next to Ryan's body, or the patch of mud on the ground where he was. You are suddenly shaken by Gerald as he is trying to pull you along.
What? Gerard?
This is war. You don't have time to mourn in a battlefield.
Rain just allows Gerard to push him. I'm going to assume the clinic.
He is pulling you back to the clinic, yes.
Yeah. He just doesn't have any energy right now to battle against it.
Cobalt, you come falling down from the sky, crashing back through another roof. You are barely alive. Your broken form is beyond defeated. Your father breaks through a door to the room that you're now in and stands over you, unharmed in the slightest, and just shakes his head. This is why I got rid of her. She made you weak. Let this be my final lesson to you. You were to be my legacy. Maybe you can make me proud. So you better recover and get stronger. Next time, I will kill you. And Adamant turns and walks away. Are you doing anything, Octo?
I believe Cobalt at this point. I feel like at this point he would also be mentally broken at this point, as well as physically broken. So at this point, he's just staring up at the big hole in the ceiling where he came down from, and is just going like, What do I do? The man I hate so much is pretty much the strongest person in the world. What do I do, Mom? And tears start rolling down his eyes.
Only silence is following you. Only silence's answer as the rain falls down through that open roof. A moment later, you hear the shuffle at the door. You're not sure how long it's been that you've been laying there. But you see a timber approaching. He is currently carrying Rain over one shoulder. He goes up to you, picks you up gently, does his best to sling you over his shoulder, and starts carrying both you and Rain back to the clinic.
Rain is just mentally gone.
Nerashi, you are seeing many, many Pokemon falling. You're doing what you can to get back to the clinic. But as the last rays of the sun are falling behind the horizon, they illuminate a mountainous form, that of Hund himself. The massive Snorlax has finally arrived. He turns to the town and begins to inhale. Incredibly strong winds flow across the town, the ocean even coming up and flooding the shorelines. Hund's face is one of thunderous fury, and every one of the attackers get caught up in this, flying out of the town and far into the forest. The Snorlax then turns ever so slowly to face the oncoming army. You all finally, as the sun sets fully, and the darkness of night settles on the land, have a moment to rest. Go ahead, Era.
All the intercoms are off. But he isn't sure. The lights are still out. There was never a spare moment to figure out why. The glow of the monitors is the only thing keeping the dark at bay. The cameras scattered across town aren't much help for telling time. And again, maybe they're just too caught up in everything to notice time slipping by. And they're out now. There's a weight in the spook's chest, heavy, suffocating. He stares blankly at the monitors, his mind replaying every action, every call he made. He did all he could, really. All he could. In a way, it almost felt like a game. Pressing buttons, barking orders, scrambling to guide Pokemon and humans alike, or maybe it was more like an interactive horror film. One where he was both the director and the helpless audience. It just kept coming. He hadn't even known his throat could get sore. Things are calm now. Maybe it's over. At least for now. The mucker is silent, a Apart from the hum of the monitors, it's hard to look away. Hard not to see what they're showing. If there was a clock, it'd be ticking away at the minutes as Spike blankly stares at the screens. It's beginning to settle in. Seeping into his soul, his thoughts, everything. It's really happened the last few days. Such death, such devastation. Settles over him like a slow, relentless snowfall, layer by layer, heavier with each passing moment, till he's buried beneath the weight of it all. There was no holding it back this time. Spike's expression twisted, his eyes welling with the black ichor he carried within him. He let himself fall forward, his head hitting the desk with a dull thud. Gentle tremor ran through him as his gaze fixed on the worn surface, tears spilling freely. He felt powerless, useless, weak. Feeling he knew all too well, but so many were dead. The weight of failure pressed down, heavy and unrelenting. He hadn't been able to protect the ones he loved in life, and now even in death he couldn't protect anyone. He couldn't save what he had become his homeland, Norton. His tears flowed in silence, hidden away from the world. Tries to pull himself up, but only ends up burying his face in his paws. They're not going to stop, not this time. He's seen too much death. His body trembling, his muscles spasming, an unrelenting shake that almost hurts. He grits his teeth, his mind a storm of guilt, slamming him with every mistake, every wrong turn, every fuck up led to an outcome. Why the fuck is he here? Then his mind drifts from guilt to the sheer stupidity of the town. Child mayor, secret projects, the blame falling on Norton, his sacrifice. Regret gnaws at him. Maybe he should have done something sooner. His heart torn between letting Norton do what he thought he had to, and the seething anger that the Absol ever felt the need to sacrifice himself in the first place. Maybe it's a good thing the spook isn't that strong. The emotions crash over him, too much to hold back. Slams his paw against the desk. The impact barely rattles a loose pen. A weak, dull thud. More of a tired complaint than an act of fury. Fuck! He stammers, voice raw, tears still rolling down his face, thick and black. The urge to throw something, to trash the place, floods over him. To scream, to throw a tantrum, to be angry, to be sad, to cry. He wishes he could sleep like mortals, curl up in a warm bed afterwards, let existence just fade away. Ah! He nearly falls out of the chair, his breath heavy, the tremors evident. He forces himself to stand, face twisted and caught between anguish and fury. Spook pulls the book from his head, flipping it open to the page with the binding ritual. Without hesitation, he dives in, using his own tears to smear the runes onto the ground. He can't stop them, so he might as well put them to use. So tired. Oh, I'm muted on my side. Whoops. So tired. There ain't no rest for the wicked. No time to spare for rest. Hey, Buck. Spike mutters, glancing at it as if expecting a response. Ready to be my wingman? Without waiting for an answer, he reaches into his chest and pulls out Norton's horn. Feels strange holding a piece of somebody. With more care and consideration than one might expect for a mere remnant, he generally sets it in place with the ritual, exactly where it needs to be. Spike drags the chair over, setting the book out atop it, an open audience to his work. He settles into place, closing his eyes for a brief moment. Only for one to snap open, darting to the monitors. His nose scrunches in irritation. No. The town can take care of itself for 8 hours. With a slow exhale, he closes his eyes again, forcing everything down. The flood of memories, Sam, the devastation on the screens, the gnawing uselessness. Shoves it all aside. Practice skill by now. Marten, I'm sorry. I should have acted sooner. Should have said something, did something. We had other options. Spike's voice wavers, his paws clinging tight. But this isn't over. You never deserved this. May Arceus be my witness. I swear to undo the injustices done to you, even if it takes my last breath. This is not over. He takes a deep breath, searching for the right words. I can't live or unlive with this. I can't be alone again. I need someone, a partner, a friend, a rock, someone with a moral compass to keep my stupid face in check. And I sit here thinking about those last moments. It hits me. Your eyes, they were my favorite color. Just the right shade. You don't have to answer right away. After all, this takes 8 hours. Spike lets out a weak, breathless laugh. This is weird, isn't it? Abrupt. Guess I should apologize for not taking on a date first. His grip tightens, claws digging to his palm. His voice wavers, thick with exhaustion, grief, and something raw, something different. But Norton. He swallows hard, squeezing his eyes shut a moment before forcing the words out. Will you marry me?
As you utter that question, stone begins to grow up from the ground on one side of the ritual circle, spreading up and arching over to settle on the opposite side. The opening of this arch is blacker than black, seeming to suck in the little light there is in the bunker. A massive, shadowy paw steps out of it and onto Norton's horn with a resounding crunch. And as it shows on the screen, we'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey.
See ya.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you for the fan art, Ido.
I have one thing to say.
Sure.
Arceus does love me.
Oh no!
Alright, folks, I'm sending you off to Razim. Bye, guys.
You don't understand how hard I was holding that in.
Rank up. Hold the line. This hammer.
I know. What did you expect from me?
Drunk_dragon_era raided my stream with 6 viewers.
Christmas for Nerashi.
Fight me, ducks. I'll win. I have a knife attached to me.
I'm gonna be honest. I just started tearing up through this entire episode. Like, holy crap!
My express goal was to try and make people cry with that.
And you succeeded. You
Same.
absolutely succeeded.
Hey, Gib-Gab, just to put this out there, when I was writing that, I was thinking of you
Rank up.
the entire
Hold the
time.
line. This hamlet shall not fall.
I hope Spike appreciated his effective field of view slowly narrowing until he could see Nova's death. Well, effective death.
So Spike's emotional state right now is, I lost. This is my fault. Yay, PTSD for another one of my characters.
Yay!
Let's go!
And again, the last thing he got to see was one of his friends fucking dying.
The one that he was particularly an asshole for the last several years, so yay, let's pile on that guilt party. Woohoo!
And yeah, Osmond doing the whole wow, I can't help anyone. This is awful.
And then I just saw Rain just saw his brother died right in front of him.
Spike's
Oh,
still not
his
sure
brother
what order the kill
sacri-
actually got through.
By the way, your little physical, where your physical form wasn't solid, that's been resolved now.
No more physical instability.
Yay!
By the way, Osmond, I hope you enjoy having the tattered, bloodied remains of Nova's hat right now.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I hope you
Osmond
all...
just
go ahead.
yeah, Osmond just running off after my champ with bloody hat in hand.
I hope you all enjoyed this session, though. Those of you in the game and those of you in the chat as well.
It was so hard not to cackle.
Oh yeah, no, after my scene, I literally just fucking muted my mic entirely so no one could hear me.
Yep.
Oh, Dux's life has apparently been ruined.
Oh.
I will say, I did notice that you stopped drawing for, like, the last hour there, Hex.
Yeah, it kind of slowed down a lot near the end there. I kept looking over and seeing that nothing had changed as I was doing Nova's scene.
Lol, we'll get your I know your fan art up next time. We kind of hit the heavy parts.
Yeah, any fan art from this session, remind me, we'll bring it up next time.
Yes, please do.
It was just
Everybody sitting down to write to make Gib Gab cry sounds like a a mood.
Oh.
Hex, I didn't ask a question. I said I noticed that you stopped drawing for like the last hour of that.
There you go. Now you don't have to worry about that.
Praise the sun.
Nice.
Look, we can't have the artist missing things.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
we
not.
need him to join in the suffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I was looking over during like Nova's scene and I kept seeing that nothing was changing on Hexlash's thing and I'm just like, oh, he is totally just sitting there listening to this.
I had to hide chat because I was worried I was going to start to see comments. So I was like, I'm hiding chat this time.
But yeah, thank you everybody for joining us today for Wild Traditions Scar, as well as this Art Marten stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more there on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, as well as coming by, hanging out, picking up packs of cards to stream loots, grabbing some merch over at zgfgaming.store, or commissioning one of the artists that I manage for. You can find their details at zgf.art. But for now, thank you all so very much for joining us today, and I bid you the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
So